Radio Tefano 3.FM, the station that listens to the people is where you are tuning into the Early Risers show. Good morning and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. If you just joined us now, this is the sound of Miniasque, Dididado, teaming up with Darius and Chachosa Gupta, Khotsoga, featuring Piros and DJ T Vibes on the station that listens to the people. Very much lucky because she's here. She's joining us. We're having a breakfast with her this morning on a Friday, the 20th of June, 2025. Miniasque, good morning. Welcome to Radio TF. How are you doing?
I'm good, and yourself? And what's on the deck for breakfast?
We're still deciding. Yeah. So whatever is close by, then we go for it.
Definitely.
How is your morning?
My morning is fine. Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually I can't say my day is fine unless there's something that happened in it. I usually rate my days if something happens.
Yeah.
But for now, it's a morning.
Oh, yeah.
And yours?
It's good. So far, so good. I'm just happy that I have you today.
Thank you very much for
inviting me. I've been chasing
me.
This moment for far too long.
Is it?
I've been, man.
Thank you.
Finally, it's happening, and thank you so much. I mean, it's such an honor to have you.
Thank you.
And let's start here.
Yes.
What's for breakfast? Which way? Is that your typical breakfast?
Yeah. I eat anything actually. I don't have a breakfast. If I eat that.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And then who is Miniasque Dididado?
Miniasque, that is just a pseudonym. I came up with that because I wanted to stand out. But my
Okay.
Yeah, but I was born and bred in the Makwala family before I got married to the Maitisa family.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just a body of art. Call me a body of art because you see dance, you see acting, you see a whole lot of things. I'm a body of art.
You're also an MC.
Yeah.
Choreographer as well.
Oh my goodness.
So
yeah.
Because
No.
That is good. So in terms of languages,
yes,
we have 11 official languages in South Africa, and the other one, which is the language of the deaf.
Yes.
So how many languages are you able to speak?
Let me attend the Macheroni.
Okay. Good morning. Okay.
Dumelang. Tobela. What do the Tsonga people say?
I'm Shane.
Yeah. I'm very much multilingual. You know. One thing about me, I definitely don't think that it's about only these 5 or 6. I want to know all my 11 official languages because I'm someone who believes in the fact that I don't want to go to another province and speak my language.
Sure.
I don't want to be like that, you know.
Sure.
Because I had this instance where I traveled to Gauteng. Everybody in the taxi was speaking Zulu and we were lost. And my husband was like, I'm not going to learn Zulu. I was like, you have to learn. Look at us now. If I didn't know Zulu, we would have been lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much multilingual.
Oh, beautiful stuff indeed.
You.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Let us take it back in the days when you were young, growing up. How was your childhood like, and what kind of a kid were you? Let's go.
I've always been a bubbly kid, by the way.
Okay.
But I don't know whether you want me to touch it from the side of the family, the upbringing, or me, generally.
We go in there.
Generally, okay. I'm a bubbly child, man. And the thing is, I've always dreamed of media.
Okay.
But when you are a child with so many dreams and you're I'm a multitasker. I used to dream of media, but I used to dream of other things, you know. But I knew I wouldn't fit in onto those other things.
Okay.
I speak a lot. So if you give me the stage, I'll definitely persuade the people.
Sure.
So, but I grew up in a family that didn't have much support. It was a bit dysfunctional because the family that I grew up in didn't want me to step maybe where my mother did, you know?
Yeah.
I grew up in a family that punished me for my mother's mistakes. But I guess maybe those who I heard bleed on others. So it's also up to me to change the outcome of my generation.
Sure.
But my childhood was not bad. It's just that my family was a bit dysfunctional.
Okay.
I've always been a bubbly, loud kid, you know. If they in class they were to say who do this, I would attempt.
You'd be the first.
Yeah. In
All
a
right.
nutshell.
So take me back into the family setup that you grew up in.
Yes.
How many siblings did you have? Did you live in the family where you have both parents? Like, how was this? What would you do on Sundays? Weekends and during the week. How was the family like?
By the way, I wasn't raised by my mom, even though she was present and alive. She was never there. I don't know why.
Sure.
My father is present alive. He was never there. I don't know why. So then my mother died in 2007. I think I was 6 or 7. I was 7 around that time, or 6, somewhere there. So I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather.
Okay.
So I was thinking, but in the family, my mother's only surviving child.
Oh, yeah.
So there was no other child beside me. So the love was all going to me. It was me, my aunt, and my grandfather, and everybody was just giving me love. I was a bit of a spoiled child, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between grandmother and grandfather, when you are in trouble, who would you run to?
I would run to them both.
Okay.
But you know how grandmothers are, right?
Yeah.
She would always try to sugarcoat everything for your
Sure,
favor.
sure.
But the grandfather would be like, no, you're wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I would run to the less stricter one in order for them to give me love before they discipline me. With the men, you know how you men are? You got to discipline before you give love.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, beautiful, beautiful. What an amazing upbringing you had.
Isn't it amazing, though?
It is amazing, man. You sounded like you didn't care, man. You like you were that kid.
Yeah.
Happy, man.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get into your popularity.
Yeah.
Especially on social media.
Yes.
How do you then build such a huge fan base and also be able to maintain it where it is right now?
When I came out, actually, I think that's why people are still a bit confused about who I am. Because I think when I came out as a gifted person.
Sure.
In terms of spirituality.
Sure.
So the way that I built my following over the time was because when I speak of spirituality, people were like, you're so profound, we understand better. You expose a whole lot of things that we thought maybe were godly, but in a way they were not really spiritually godly.
Sure.
So that is how over the time I built my following. So most of the people who follow me today, maybe a minority are following me because of the music that I do now.
Sure.
Which has always in me, but I'm sure the majority is because of spirituality.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's how I built my fan base.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's delve into... Actually, let me touch the issue of spirituality before the issue of music, right? At what point do you then realize that you have a gift, spiritual gift?
Well, it's always been there. Besides the confirmation of people who are like me, but it's always been there because you know.
Oh yeah.
I would say shadows, maybe ghosts in some aspects, spirits and all that. So I always knew I was different. Yeah, because I could be with a person in the same room, feel a certain energy they're not feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah, and as much as I try to convince them this is that, they'll be like, no, are you for real? So I always knew that I was different from there because I would see beyond how people see.
Oh yes.
In the natural realm.
Sure. Is it something that runs into the family?
I would say so. I would say so because my grandmother was also a healer. She was a sangoma in a way, but she ran away from her gift. I guess she wasn't ready for all that.
Yeah. Sometimes you think otherwise.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yes.
Now music.
Yeah.
You are featured in a lot of songs.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of music from your side.
Yes.
At what point do you then realize that actually, let me try this music? And it ends up working for you.
I've been singing way back since 2015. The thing is, I didn't have a following, remember? I was still, in the basement.
Sure.
But when I got my following, I was like, oh, that dream. It's time to chase it. Because I've always been singing for the longest time. But I never had the right platform to portray my rhythms and my talent.
Sure.
And when I was big, I was like, I know, man.
Yeah.
Definitely it's time.
Sure.
That's when I was like, let me come out about the singing. Maybe, we'll see how it turns out.
Do you remember your first song?
Yeah, I do, actually. I don't forget.
And how did people receive your first song?
It never even went anywhere, by the way. The first song never went anywhere. And I think mainly because maybe sometimes our parents don't believe in our dreams. Remember, my grandmother died along the way in raising me. I was with my grandfather.
Sure.
So when I was like, can I go out to perform? He's like, not at night.
Yeah. You are still young. I mean,
but we are young, but we have dreams, And the one thing that parents should accommodate is the fact that not only school maybe sometimes will work out for other kids.
Yes.
So he would say, no, you're not going anywhere. Yeah. So that's the problem that we had a bit at home.
So do we have Miniasque and Khoputso?
Yeah.
Do we have two different characters here?
Yeah, we
then
do.
Khoputso ke mang botse?
Khopotso is shy. Khopotso is quiet. Khopotso is shy, and Khopotso is just down to earth. But Miniasque is a bit, he's a bit bubbly, energetic, zealous, but in a good way. I think the two are very different characters. Because if someone was to meet me on a normal day, they'll be like, "No, is this?" Because people usually come to me and say, "Is this the very same person we see dancing so crazy?" And I'm like, "It's me."
Yeah, and it's
but then you can just approach me and be like, "Dance, sing," I think the two are different, but they interconnect.
So when you are in public, do you have people running to you? How do you handle
people
popularity?
Are you aware that people don't actually know me in public? I can go to shops very nicely, but when I have my installs and my makeup, people don't know me because I get
yeah.
You see, so the moment I step out of that, I can go to the shops very peacefully unless I'm with my husband because they get
Sure.
But my true friends would see me. But I can go out in public very peacefully without people realizing me when I have my hair on because they're used to the me covering myself up and all that.
Yeah.
But those who do know me, who approach me, I am very friendly, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
You have a very supportive husband, eh?
Yeah.
I know you always tell him how much you love him, how much you appreciate him, but let's do it for the sake of the show, really. If you are to talk to him, the support is amazing, man. I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you know what? I would like to thank my husband, especially because I think it takes a lot to understand, especially within the industry that we are in.
Sure.
We are always doing a whole lot of rebranding. One day I could wake up and say I want to rebrand. He would have to acclimatize to that.
Sure.
So one thing I want to thank him for is the fact that he never saw marriage as means to sell me up or to jail me up. He allows me to do the things that I love.
Sure.
He allows me to go to school. If I say I want to go somewhere, he will definitely be like, go. Even though sometimes those things are not really right for me, he would say, okay, it's fine. With how you grew up, I'll allow you to experiment. So I'd like to thank him for everything.
Yeah.
And
I'm
very much thankful.
Mastilu.
Oh, he has a very bad cold, but I'm sure he would love to meet
him.
He has a very bad cold. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's conclude. What's coming from Miniasque?
Oh, a whole lot is coming. Hey?
What can we expect?
More music.
Yeah.
More craziness. More authenticity. More originality.
Yeah.
We're going to shift the craft.
Okay.
Trust you me. As long as I'm in the game, the craft is shifting into something way more extraordinary.
Okay.
As long as I'm here, we're shifting the craft.
We're waiting.
Yeah. Yeah. Just so they'll be saying I'm ruining people's names now when I speak. And one thing about me, I'm very much vocal. That's one thing about me.
You address issues.
Yeah, because why not?
I mean,
why isn't it
Sure.
So I address issues. That's just how I am. And there are many people who have my songs, but one other thing was when you do speak about someone, you might be shedding light on them.
Yes, exactly.
From my last one, I learned that sometimes it's not worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've learned your lesson at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, let's conclude. How do we get your music? How do we keep in touch with you?
Yes. On the socials, if you go to I think TikTok these days is a mini Google. So if you just search Ngwanabu Maholo or you search Miniasque Dididado, my details are gonna come up. Same on Facebook, Instagram, and the likes. And those who want to book me on Facebook, I'm Miniasque Dididado. My numbers for bookings are 071-813341. So if you want to learn about me, just go to my socials.
Okay.
So you can see what you are in for.
All right.
Yeah, my music is available on all musical digital stores, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon. It's everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey, but Miniasque.
Is it?
You.
No,
you. I see your videos performing on stage, man. That's so amazing. But anyway, thank you so much for honoring this invitation. Thank you so much for never turning us down.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's such an amazing, thing to have you.
Yeah.
And all the best with what you do, the music that is coming, and
yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Any plans? What is happening this week?
I don't really have plans, hey. But I'll definitely upload a video to make you laugh.
Okay.
Definitely.
TikTok live?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for making the time. Ria Leboga, good morning. That is how we conclude with this conversation. Man, it's a Friday. I hope you're going to enjoy your breakfast this morning. I wonder what's on the menu. Whatever is there, fine for me. Good morning.